Hello, Joe.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm just trying to be an ordinary guy. Cozy Joe kind of came from just this place of never kind of feeling comfortable within my body. My ADHD is like so severe and has always been so severe, and like I don't know, I always felt the need to kind of like dress up on stage or to a studio session. I'm definitely ready to go heads into the industry, be back in London next year.
Student loan's nice, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. Can't complain there.
You've been in my head 24/7, 365.
On here, list of just all the hooks I've been writing.
And were there any today?
Were there any today?
Yeah.
There, you have to check my page. I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 16. It is so much of who I am as an artist and like as a person.
He is here now with us to talk a bit more about him, his journey, and some future singles that may be on the horizon. Hello, Joe.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. So, we've had Munchies, which has come out recently. You said before there might be some more singles coming, but first, let us know a little bit about you. Where are you from? Are your journey into music?
Sure, I am Cozy Joe. I'm from London.
Yeah.
Study up in Liverpool in my final year. My journey into music has been a bit of a wild one. Recently just found and developed my sound as of like September into this leaning towards this like cozy vibe. Cozy Joe kind of came from just this place of never kind of feeling comfortable within my body, and like my ADHD is like so severe and has always been so severe, and like I don't know, I always felt the need to kind of like dress up or like on stage or to a studio session, and then I kind of just realized no, like for my mental state I need to feel cozy, which is where it came from.
I think that's such a good thing as well, like acknowledging the things that have like been through all that effect, like your kind of way of thinking about certain things. So I'd love to like definitely get along on their ADHD bit a little bit later on, but first, it all started between us two with Young, Numb and Reckless. I remember I started like posting TikToks being like, I want to hear your music on the radio, and that's how we initially got in contact. So how's it been since Young, Numb and Reckless?
Young, Numb and Reckless feels like a lifetime ago, which is crazy because we originally made that track as a drum and bass song.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then which was really sick, but me and my producer Mike, we were just like, it's a really cool song, but I feel like we need to make it more into this cozy world. Yeah. So then we kind of made this like cozy edit of it and released it like a few months after the drum and bass version. Yeah, so since then it's been such a learning curve of like the way like I've been wanting to make and write my music. Yeah. Just this new kind of like cozy vibe and this cozy edit. Was it then when you were like, you know, I'm going to do cozy now? Was that like the first cozy song? Yeah, that was literally like, it was from then, and I was like, I really like this kind of vibe and this kind of music, and it all kind of just like followed from there. Because then after I made cozy edit of my song Serotonin, and then decided to just stop making cozy edits and just making it cozy music. Yeah.
Love it. So that's like, who's your producer now that you work with currently? They're based in London, aren't they?
Yeah, so Mike is my producer, my manager, like my everything.
Ledge.
And yeah, we've been working together since I was 16. And he's been co-writing with me for so many years now.
Did you meet at like a gig or like?
No, actually, he was a 16th birthday present.
Really?
Yeah, from my mum.
No way.
Yeah. He
just comes out the present.
I know,
like,
literally.
Hey.
My mum wanted to get me a session with a producer when I was 16, and she just found him on Facebook, and we had a session together, and I don't know, I guess he just saw something in my voice and my sound. They made a few more sessions after that, and then like eventually a few years down the line he just wanted to start developing me, and he's gotten me to where I am today for my music, and he's kind of kept me safe in the way that when I had these kind of label approaches to kind of like
guide you through,
to kind of guide me, and he's been in the industry for so long, so like he knows the ins and outs of how it all works, and he's just been keeping me safe.
What a ledge. I mean, your mum has like now got to top presents, like 18, 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is it going to be? You're 16.
I know. Crazy.
Love that. So you're based in Liverpool currently at LIPA studying songwriting.
That's correct.
And you recently supported Billy Lockett. But first, how's uni going? You're finishing in June. What are your plans after that? You're going to move back down to London?
Everything's going, everything's sweet. Like, I'm really glad I kind of kept in this kind of education world for 3 more years.
Yeah.
I studied at a music college in Shoreditch, and I just didn't feel like I was ready to kind of like go into the real world just yet. So like LIPA's been really cool, and it's, I've met my band there. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to leave and ready to just go heads into the industry. Be back in London next year.
Student loan's nice, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. Can't complain there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of just coming back to. I just miss London so much, man. Like when I'm up in Liverpool, I'm like, it's just so small. It's so small.
All the Greggs, Costa coffees.
I know, and I do, as much as I love it, like, like I just miss the big city.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you had quite a big gig the other week. I saw your TikTok because Billy Lockett was looking for support acts, and you supported Billy Lockett. That's like big. How was that?
That was sick. Yeah, like. It was a really cool opportunity because like my way this last year and for next year is to just do as many support acts as possible. I just feel like for me it's the way to do it. And like Billy Lockett puts something on his Instagram, and I did like a cover of his tune.
Nice.
And he duetted it and he really liked it. And asked me to open up for him in Liverpool, and it was cool. Like a lot of the support shows I've done over the last few years have been quite a young demographic, which has been sick, but Billy Lockett was definitely a much older demographic, so it's cool to have that kind of like mix. And where I played, the Arts Club Loft, was definitely like a bucket list venue of mine before I left Liverpool, so I'm really glad I got to do that.
Nice. So have we got any festival things coming up, or is
potentially
that like embargoed?
Potentially. There's definitely a few in the works, which we're just waiting to hear. But yeah, my goal is to just bang as many of these support shows as I can.
Yeah. So before we play one of your tracks on System Serotonin, do you want to talk a little bit more about the track? I think when I first played the track, I actually like looked up the definition and was like, yeah, that's like, I can proper hear it within the track. Like, was there a certain like thing that made you want to like speak about serotonin in particular, or what was it?
Serotonin was at like a point in my career where I was just really content and happy.
Yeah.
And I was just like writing so many depressing songs with Mike. And it just got to the point where I was like, screw this. Like, let's just make a song that is just really happy and about how life is good. And we wrote it in May or June. But Serotonin is just about being happy, and this cozy edit of it.
Well, everyone, you can hear Serotonin now before we have Cozy Joe back again talking creation consistency and topics of that kind of idea. Do you want to introduce Serotonin for everybody?
For sure. This song is called Serotonin, and I hope you like it.
That was Serotonin by Cozy Joe. He's back again talking about creation consistency, ADHD and things of that realm. So first on creation consistency, creation being this kind of, feeling the music, propagating in there in the studio, going deep within, and then consistency maybe being on that like kind of external factor. Maybe you're like proper hammering up social media, but like to do that you have to also doom scroll to get on the algorithm and favourite.
For sure.
How do you make ends meet with that? Because like creation and consistency, as in consistency being like the external, creation internal, how do you mould them together?
I think creating music is something that I've loved doing for so long, and I feel like the most important thing, which like I have realized, is to just like stay true to myself and stay true to the music. Because like every time I feel like if I'm in a headspace where I'm like, I don't really feel like I can create this right now, or like, then I just won't, and that's completely fine. And like I'll go through this like 3 months at a time of me just creating constantly every day, which is great. And then maybe I'll have a month where I'm like not, and I think that's completely fine. And I think for me, it's just so important to just take care of your mental health regardless. I think which is always should be the number one thing. for every artist, because it's such a hard industry to be mentally like okay 100% of the time, because there's just so much doubt and there's so much like competition out there. And also it's like when it's just me in a studio with my guitar or with my producer, like that's where I'm at my most like comfortable, and that's like when I find just creating constantly is what I love doing. So
are you in one of those 3 months of creating right now? Or?
You know what, I actually am. And literally like in the studio, when was it? On Monday, we made 3 songs.
Oh my gosh.
In a day.
That's good.
Because I've been doing this thing on TikTok where I've just been like making a hook every day.
Yeah.
And which has really kind of helped me in terms of like my own songwriting, because I've brought all these hooks to my producer. Some of them are awful, a few are okay, and some of them are like really good.
Have you got an example of?
I do. Let me
have you got like a document, like a hook document?
I mean, I got like on here like just a list of just all the hooks I've been writing, and I just write them down. And
were there any today?
Were there any today?
Yeah.
You have to check my page. But
plug the socials.
Yeah, literally. But a few. So I just went into the studio and like I had these 3 really cool hooks.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to write them straight away, because like it was like in my head, and I was just like, I need to do it.
Yeah.
And like it was difficult, but it just worked. Like it just like sometimes it just happens. But then there's been days where like I've been in the studio and it's like I have not had motivation to do anything.
What would you say to someone that like is trying to find that motivation? Would you kind of say just like stop everything, wait for inspiration, or do you find like there's a way to like be and kind of activate the inspiration? What would you say?
I think don't force it would be like my only advice. Like let it happen, and you'll know when the time is right to create the music you want to make. Yeah, like you'll just feel like it will just happen. There's no like you can't force these things. Like, it will just happen.
Perfect. So now more like on the ADHD side of it, which I'm thinking like especially with like day-to-day life, like a part of the creation is probably like a good outlet for that.
Yeah.
When did you like find out that you maybe had it, or like was that when you started music or when you were younger? Like how did that come about?
So like I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 16 doing my GCSEs, because I was never ever able to sit still in class, which is just the main like symptom of ADHD, just constant like irritation and like never being able to sit down. And I knew I had it, and I got diagnosed with it, and I went on meds for a bit, which kind of helped me get through my exams and stuff, but also kind of didn't help me with my creativity. It kind of like closed off like the creative sector in my brain, and like which I just didn't really want to happen as I was entering a world of creating every day. So I stopped taking meds for it, and I just kind of like it just is so much of who I am as an artist and like as a person. I also have like something called SPD, which is just like sensory processing disorder, which I've had since I was a baby. I was always uncomfortable. Like no matter what, I had to buy like, it's such stupid stuff, but like I could never wear like socks with like seams in them, or like I couldn't wear jeans until I was like in year 8, which is crazy. Or like I always had to wear Velcro shoes. Like I didn't wear lace shoes until like year 9. And it's something that I've kind of slowly grown out of, but it's still something that is like so present and there. But it's like, it's just who I am.
I think that's like so inspiring to people that have that too, and like embrace that, because it's almost like you're not blocking it out in any way, and you're almost like being you completely, you know?
Exactly, man. Yeah. And it's like this whole cozy thing, like I feel like my whole journey was kind of leading up to that point where I've never ever felt comfortable until recently. And it's like
until you fully embrace it.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's what I kind of want to like share to the world, and like that's what I want to represent as an artist. Like, you can be cozy anywhere.
Yeah, what a great message. Love that. Cozy Joe there. And more on like the studio side, with your producer, songwriter. So how does it work for you guys? Does it kind of like you bounce off each other? Do you just go in with all the hooks? And what would you say, like, as in having collaborations and being comfortable in a studio, how important is that to you? Is it done in the bedroom? So I just unloaded like 5 questions in one.
Sorry. I mean, like, me and Mike have all done so much together where it's like the same routine now every time we write a song. Yeah, just one of us will most always have an idea, and we so easily bounce off of each other. We rarely get other collaborators in with us because at the moment we just work so well together. Definitely down the line we're going to bring some people in, but like it's just Mike is an absolute musical genius, so like he'll just like get up and like I'll sing him something and he'll play it straight away on the keyboard, and that's like, and then he'll just have the whole hook written, and it's just like I've learned so much from being in this studio environment with him and him just kind of doing that, where I feel like we're getting so much quicker with it now, which is why like the other day like we made 3 songs in 5 hours and it's just now just so quick, and we'll always just kind of write the chorus first and then the rest of the song just kind of happens from there.
How many years has it been now with him then?
So it's like 6 years it's been just me and him making music, which is sick.
Oh my gosh. So practice makes perfect, as they say.
Definitely.
Or like, even if there's kind of like, I was interviewing an artist last week and she was kind of saying like, the perfect can change over time, because it's kind of like
100%.
You might think like, oh, maybe it should sound like that, but like that's kind of the whole point behind it. It's like in the moment you felt like that was right.
Definitely.
That kind
100%.
of thing. So we're question 8 now, nearing the end. So we've got, where would you like to see yourself this time next year? Where were you this time last year?
I think it's quite a difficult question, because last year I kind of had so much I wanted to do, but I wanted to squeeze it in such amount of time, which just wasn't big enough to do. And I kind of had a bit of a stumble in September for a few months where I just needed to focus on my mental health. And I think my goal is to keep doing what I'm doing every day and like not letting anything kind of get to me, and just taking care of myself but also progressing as an artist. And I think like just by this time next year I just still want to be growing. I feel like artist development is like, I've just learned it's such a big thing and such a long process to go through. Like this time last year I was such a different artist to like who I am now. And this time next year I'll be even more of a different artist, I can tell you. And like, even though I've kind of found my sound and like my vibe, like it changes every day. And it's just like, I feel like if I didn't go through 3-4 years of artist development, then like I wouldn't have got to where I am today. But just keep making music and collaborating with more and more people and coming on podcasts with you.
First one, big up.
but
amazing evolution, as they say. Is there any kind of big ambitions? I don't know, we spoke before about festival. Is there kind of like a venue that you've always wanted to play, like, I don't know, like Royal Albert Hall? I don't know.
I want to do a support tour. I want to do like a UK or Europe support tour, because I've been doing quite a few just like support shows, like individually.
A tour on the
I want to do a
roads.
tour. There's one which might be happening, which you have to keep an eye out.
Again, go over to the socials.
Exactly. I want to do a tour.
And our last question, which I actually forgot to say in the brief, is a random question, which we do with every artist on the show. So last week we had the Mobo Awards press, so they didn't actually have a random question, but the one before that is Maya Lane. So each artist like asks a question to the next person.
Sick.
So she said, if you had to collaborate with 2 people in the studio, who would it be? And she asked that the week before last. So 2 people that you want to collaborate with.
Wow. Dominic Fike, 100% number 1. And it's between Ed Sheeran and Paul McCartney.
Oh my gosh.
But like, I'm going to go with Ed Sheeran because he is the reason I picked up guitar, and I admire his songwriting so much.
Was that in the kind of Orange album era?
It was like, he's my day one. Like, he is the reason I picked up a guitar because I heard A-Team, and I was like, I have to learn this song. So like, if I had Ed Sheeran's songwriting with Dominic Fike's kind of new modern way of performing and writing, then I feel like that would be a crazy
amazing. Oh, sick. And for next week's artist or industry person, what would you like your random question to be? I tried to say that as slow as I could.
Anything about music.
Yeah, no, it could be anything. Like we've had like, what would you name a pet pigeon if you're on a desert island? Would it be pizza or carbonara for the rest of your life?
Oh my days.
We had apples or oranges.
Oh.
It could just straight off the top of your head.
All right.
Anything random.
I'm gonna stick with the cozy world,
Cool.
cozy vibe. If you had to create a cozy summer outfit,
okay,
how would you create it?
If you had to create a cozy summer
Because I'm curious, because I don't know yet. Because I've kind of nailed the winter kind of beanie, huge jumpers, but like, what do you do in summer?
But we get into
cozy,
summer season.
But like,
yeah.
you never know. It could be, yeah. Well, yeah.
That's it. So if you had to create a cozy summer outfit, what would it be?
Yeah. How would you make it?
Perfect. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And now we're gonna play Munchies before. No, just after. Well, after the interview. Do you want to explain a little bit more about Munchies? How did it come along? Were you having the Munchies when you wrote it?
I mean,
it's
funny. So many people have asked me that exact same question, and it's like, I just wanted to make a fun song.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to make a fun song, and I wanted to make something that, I don't know, I guess people don't really write about.
Yeah.
And there was like a night where I was with my girlfriend and my mates, and we were having fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were a bit peckish, no reasons at all.
Yeah.
Just
as
craving
you
some
do.
food, as you do.
Chocolate fingers.
And it was just
out.
one of those really exactly. It was just one of those really funny nights where I was like, this just needs to be a song.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, but then me and Mike kind of created it into like a love song.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Bear with me 1 second. Classic. What an icon. It's my mum.
Loving it.
That will be cut out. So you were peckish. Was it in the attic?
Yeah. You know, actually it was in the attic of my house, and I love it. It's probably one of my favorite songs, and it's kind of a song that had brought me back to my roots.
Amazing.
In terms of like, it's just me and a guitar, and I feel like I was overcomplicating production in my music so much, and like just kind of bringing it back and stripping it back to just me and my guitar. Like, I just really enjoy it, and I've done that. I've done with my next release, end of March.
Let's go.
It's a very similar vibe.
Yeah.
Just me and a guitar, and yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show
Thank
today.
you for having me.
This is the Saturday Showcase, Future Hits Radio with Cozy Joe, and I've got a very good feeling about his next release. Oh my fucking god! So stay tuned, stay around.
Thank you very much.
And this is Munchies by Cozy Joe.